Everybody, it's Emily from Art Schooling, and I am super excited today to bring you my first original tag, the Whedonverse book tag. So I've been trying to come up with an idea for a tag for ages, and I couldn't think of anything good. And then I'm sitting there the other day watching Firefly, and I was like, I should do a Whedonverse tag. And of course my daughter was like, yes. So I did a little search quick to see if there was already a Buffy tag, and there were a few, but mine is totally different. In fact, mine's not a Buffy tag, it's a Whedonverse tag. And when I say Whedonverse, I'm, in this instance, strictly referring to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, and Firefly, because that's what my daughter has seen, and so that is what we were working with. I thought about including Dollhouse, but I didn't. And I'm not going to use the Avengers or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or any of that stuff because I just wanted to focus on my three favorites. So that is what we're going to do. Okay, so let's get right into the questions, which I have on my phone. Hold on. Okay, so number one, crossovers are kind of a big fun part of the Whedonverse, like seeing characters that you like or actors that you like playing different characters and showing up in different shows, or seeing a character come over like Buffy on Angel, vice versa. Anyway, so which character from a novel would you want to see appear in another novel? So I was brainstorming this one, and I think I'd want grown-up Hermione to show up at Breakbills. I don't know if I want her to be a student necessarily or a substitute teacher or something, but I want her to be in Breakbills and smack some sense into these people because they're just so jaded. I'm like, yeah, you're magicians. Be happy about it. So I think Hermione's enthusiasm and common sense would do wonders for the students of Breakbills in The Magicians. The next 4 questions are about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Number 2, who is your favorite powerful kick-ass female character? And for me, I'm going to go with Arya Stark from the Song of Ice and Fire series. Arya is just amazing. She is a little girl who becomes an assassin and is just so badass. I mean, yeah, she gets there by having horrible things happen to her. So that's sad, but I think even before any bad stuff happened to her, back when, the very, very beginning of the story, she was already a badass. She was already showing up her brothers when they were sword fighting and whatnot, so Arya is just awesome. Number 3, the eternal question, Spike versus Angel. Who should Buffy be with? Spike. But anyway, the question is, who is your favorite bad boy love interest? And I will always have to say Eric Northman from the Sookie Stackhouse series. I love Eric. He is awesome. This is my favorite Eric-centric novel in the series, Dead to the World, where he loses his memory and becomes Sookie's love slave, basically. I love this book. And so, yeah, Eric Northman, super hot Viking vampire. Number 4, every season of Buffy has the Scoobies facing off against the big bad. So who is your favorite villain from a novel? And I'm going to go with Pennywise, the clown slash the monster, because he's not always a clown, in It by Stephen King. I think basically the villain of this is fear, because whatever it is that you fear is what he becomes. So frequently he's a clown because he's a freaky, scary clown, but it's also so many other things, and it's just super scary, and I love this book as a whole, and I think the villain of it is just so well done and well thought out and so creepy. Number 5, vampires, demons, and werewolves. Oh my! What is your favorite monster or supernatural being to read about? And my answer is vampires, but I'm very, very picky about how vampires are portrayed. I don't really like the teen vampire phenomena that has happened. I don't like that at all. I don't want my vampires to be nice. I don't want them to be too human. I like a vampire who is definitely other and isn't human in any way and has no humanity, but also is just like beautiful and you want to be with that thing because it's so magnetic. So I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but they can't sparkle. They can't be like mooning over humans too often, although I know you're going to say, but Angel and Spike. Yes, but listen, hear me out. Because Buffy's not human. She is so other. I mean, they're not like fawning over Willow. They're not fawning over Cordelia or, well, again, other. Not until Cordelia's half demon does she become enticing to Angel. So they're not fawning over a human girl. They're fawning over this other being that is on their level. So, I know, my daughters who are snarking at me like, really, Mom? But yeah, I want my vampires to be definitely scary and evil and creepy, but also beautiful. So that went way further than I meant it to. So gathering it back. Now we're going to talk about Angel. So the next set of questions are for Angel. So number 6, Angel Investigations, We Help the Helpless. What is your favorite detective or mystery novel? And I had to really think on this one because I don't read a lot of detective or mystery novels. Like, Emily, why are you writing questions that you can't answer? But I'm going to say Gone Girl is probably the best mystery novel, even though that's technically not exactly right, but yeah. Number 7, Wesley Wyndam-Pryce has one of the most amazing character arcs in the Whedonverse as a whole. So what character has the best arc over the course of a series? I'm going to say Quentin Coldwater in The Magicians. Now, I think Quentin in the first book and a half is just, I hated him. I thought he was a whiny little brat, and I didn't understand what his deal was. I'm like, dude, you're a magician. Act like it. But he grew up a little bit over the course of, definitely in the third novel. In the third book, Quentin, like, does a whole, like, turnaround, and you can see, like, oh my god, he's actually becoming a man. And so yeah, for me, he grows so much over the course of the third book that I think that he ends up being a likable character by the end, and I actually sympathize with him, and I don't know, so I'm going to say Quentin Coldwater. Number 8, Wesley and Fred. Fresley, I feel so emotional about them. Like, I'm still sad. Still sad. What is your favorite unrequited love story in a novel? And I'm going to go with a classic and say The Great Gatsby. Now, I don't think Daisy was worth his time. I don't know why he was so in love with her. I think it was more an idea of her than it was her. But I'm still, like, that's the part of the book that really gets me upset, is that he put so much into this one person, and she didn't give a crap about him. And I have emotions about Jay Gatsby. Number 9, Apocalypse Now-ish. I think overall, in Buffy and in Angel, but more so in Angel, the story is all about dealing with the end of the world, the apocalypse, the ever happening apocalypse. So, because Angel is always fighting an apocalypse, what is your favorite apocalyptic novel? And I'm going to go with The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. And actually, I think this suits really well. I heard about this book from Joss Whedon. I saw him plug it, and I was like, I must read this. And I have to say, this has a very Joss Whedon ending. I think that that this book is an interesting take on the apocalypse and on zombie apocalypse, if you will, as a whole. It's so different from the typical novel in that genre, especially the way it wraps up. And I'm not going to say more about that because spoilers, but I think this is a really solid book, especially if you're a fan of Joss Whedon's work. You should definitely read this. 3 questions about Firefly. Number 10, Firefly only got 1 short season. What is your favorite standalone novel? I'm going to go with Agincourt by Bernard Cornwell. This is historical fiction about the Battle of Agincourt, and it is so beautifully written. This book is just everything you would want in historical fiction. It's about war, and it's bloody and gory and terrible, but it's also about love, and it's about finding yourself. It's such a good book. I really highly recommend it. Bernard Cornwell is amazing. This is the first book I read by him, and I was like, I must read more. And I've read several of his books at this point, and they're all good. They're all awesome. He's brilliant. Number 11, Space Cowboys, or Pirates, however you want to look at it. What novel is your favorite genre mashup? And I'm pretty sure I've answered this question somewhere else in another tag maybe before, but I'm going to use the same answer again, Wolf by Ryan Groudon, because I don't think I can think of another book that has as many genre mashups in it. This book is historical fiction, but it's also alternate history. This book has a sci-fi twist to it. It's a mystery. It's just, there's so many things going on in this book that I think it covers quite a few genres. And it's also amazing and well written, and I'm very excited to finally get around to reading the sequel at some point. But this book is about a girl who lives in a world in which Nazi Germany won the war, and Japan also won the war. The Axis powers have taken over the world, basically, and they celebrate their winning the war every year by having a huge motorcycle race all across their territories that they've won. And the main character is part of the resistance, and she has been tasked with racing and winning this race and then killing Hitler publicly. So, it's so good. And finally, number 12, Firefly only got one short season, but they did end up making a movie, so it's almost like getting a little extra at the end. So what is a novel that you wish got another book in the series, or that has a sequel? Just that one more little thing that you need for closure. And I had a really hard time answering this because, I mean, obviously we all want to say Harry Potter, because Harry Potter, we all want more Harry Potter. But that's a cheat answer, so I'm going to say The Book Thief, because this book was just so dang beautiful, and I just loved it so much, and I wanted more. Like, I wanted this to never end, basically. I wanted to just read this book for forever, because it's just so good. And yeah, I know he has another book, and I did read I Am the Messenger. I didn't like it nearly as much, so Marcus Zuzak, please give me more. I need something along these lines. I need more. So that wraps up my very first original tag. So I hope everybody will do it. I was trying to think of who to tag, but honestly, I don't know. If you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you watch anything in the Whedonverse, or even if you're just interested a little bit in the Whedonverse, but have answers to these questions, please do this tag. I would love for everyone to do it. Just spread the word. Do the Whedonverse book tag. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Grr. Arg.